Okay, so we've got to get these castle gateways put in upstairs. Let's get this one placed in there. Okay, one on the other side. We're actually really starting to look like a castle gateway now, finally. Hi guys, what's going on, and welcome to Castle Flipper. I actually checked out the demo version of this game probably a couple of months ago now, but since it actually just finally fully released and the devs were kind enough to send me a key, I thought, well, let's give it a little bit of a check out, see what it's all about, actually give the game a bit of a proper test. Broadly speaking, I'd say the game splits into two distinct parts. There's kind of the renovation missions, like a little bit of footage you can see now, and then there's also like the free building side where you can sort of design and build your own castles, houses, etc. So starting with the renovation stuff. Although maybe just before we get into that, it's probably worth pointing out that whilst the game shares pretty similar naming similarities with the much more famous House Flipper, it's actually made by different developers, although it obviously has similarities in both name and gameplay. So, where were we? Yes, the missions. These, broadly speaking, take you through kind of a series of different projects in which you're tasked to repair, clean up, rebuild, or otherwise fix various ruined medieval buildings. Sounds kind of fun, right? Well, yeah, it is. I think for me it's mostly fun for the fact it's just something really different to anything else that is really out there. You know, I don't really play anything like this at all, and I guess in many ways it's slightly grindy in the sense that you're just sort of going around cleaning up various sections, but it's actually really quite therapeutic. I really quite enjoy doing it. I just can't figure out how to get through this wall. I guess the fact there's a hole means you're supposed to get through there somehow. I don't know. I guess we'll come back to it. Let's keep moving on. We're pretty much finished in this courtyard, or almost, but I've still got quite a few objectives yet to do, so I'm guessing there's somewhere else to go. Find a key. Okay. Yeah, I can see all the stuff beyond there. Look, we've got to still tidy up. Where the hell do we get a key from? Okay, quite a bit of time has passed, and I'm back at this stupid section of wall. I just can't see how you're supposed to get through it. I'm guessing, because it's slightly raised, that it's supposed to be on the other side. Unless it's just a bug and the wall's not been placed properly. You know, I wonder if I can get up here and just go from the other way. No, dead end. It must just be in this section here. Nothing showing up. Oh, there's the key. Okay, that's what we need. How the hell do we get there then? Yep, you guessed it, we're back at the wall. Just trying every piece of equipment I have with me to see if I can find a way to open it. I could try and turn it into a piece of dark grass. I just don't get it. I feel like there must be a way in here. Unfortunately, we've also lost daylight, so I can't see a bloody thing now either. Okay, into explore mode. I'm guessing there's some sort of trigger or mechanism or something to do to open it, but I just can't really see anything. It's got to be around here somewhere. Oh. Really? Was it that simple? Surely. Oh god, Eva, you're an absolute idiot. Okay, now we're in. Okay, open the chest. Read the note for the mission. Nice, perfect. And there, finally, are my set of keys. Okay, let's go and try and see if that opens that door. Hopefully these keys actually unlock the door. Hooray! We're in. Okay. Jesus, there's a lot of crap in here to actually clean up. And we've got some furniture repairs. We have to get a hammer out by the looks of it. I wish we could also just have daylight back. So frustrating that they put a dark mode in this. You get about 10 minutes of daylight, get confused by a wall, and spend the rest of the bloody level in complete pitch blackness. Okay, let's just go around and get everything cleaned up first, and then we'll start to deal with some of the stains and start to get some of the furniture repaired. However, one of the real downsides of the game I found was kind of the actual just lack of levels. I mean, I pretty rarely ever get games finished because I just don't have time between the video making and work, but in around 3 to 4 hours I was actually able to completely finish the main missions and just be pretty much left with the free building part of the game. I found this pretty disappointing really. Given the game's pretty modular building system, you'd think it wouldn't have been so hard for them to develop a few more levels, and you only really have to look at some of the Steam reviews to see that other people feel the same way, in which, you know, half of the game just sort of ends really as you feel like it's only getting started. I really wish they'd added more levels in. I guess maybe this is something that we'll see developed more going forwards and something that gets added in. I certainly hope they do, but I think it would have been worth them spending a little bit more time and getting a little bit of this sorted right at the start. I think it would have made a real big difference. This kind of then nicely leads us on to the free building mode. I found it pretty difficult to use. Now, a good chunk of this can probably be attributed to me being a bit stupid. Yeah, I'll freely admit that. But I couldn't for the life of me get any floor to place except for ones with these ones with a hole in the middle. And I wasn't exactly thrilled to have a castle bedroom with 7 random holes in it. Imagine getting up in the middle of the night just to fall through the floor. On top of that, you can only get quite a limited plot of land. And you're basically expected to build rows of peasant cottages and rent them out as a source of income. Problem is, the peasants are uncivilized barbarians and take great pleasure in trashing these houses for you to repair. So you pretty much end up spending your remaining time in the game moving around repairing peasant hovels, which isn't exactly the greatest fun once you've done the first couple. And since I couldn't really get my head around the free building UI, or really have enough remaining space to build anything properly once I'd got all these peasant cottages set up, I pretty quickly got fed up with the free building side of the game. And with all the missions now completed, I wasn't really sure that there was really anything else left for me to actually really do, other than just manage these rental properties. And I guess that really kind of sums up my experiences of the game so far. It's a really enjoyable base game with a lot of potential, but I really feel like it just sort of it just sort of needs to grow a bit more. We could certainly have more story missions. I mean, for a game like this, 3 hours just isn't enough. And it's not as if the game is even marked as early access on Steam. I mean, this is kind of the release. So I feel like they really need to develop those missions a lot more. The free build mode certainly has potential. And, I found it quite easy to build some of these peasant huts, like this rental property here. But I feel like there's a big disconnect between building a peasant hut like this and then building a giant castle. It just doesn't seem to work in the same way. I just can't seem to bridge that gap. Maybe that's something I'm missing, but if that is the case, then I suspect others will probably be having problems as well, and maybe something like this could be bridged a bit more in some of those story missions, rather than, the current story missions which basically just get you to build a peasant hut and then say, good luck. Maybe we could be developed a little bit more to make that a little bit more easier, a little bit more intuitive, to make it a little bit better to use. I'd also say on the rental property front, I think it's a nice idea of providing sort of a permanent income. And I get the idea they've gone for with the sort of trashing the properties. The idea is it's providing quote-unquote continuous content. But in reality, it gets real boring real quick. No one wants to spend, the time every couple of minutes just walking around cleaning up a couple of bits of dirt in a random property. It's just not really end game content. And so I guess that really summarises my thoughts on the game so far. Certainly a lot of potential, certainly a lot of fun in the right moments, but just needs a little bit more development, in my opinion, to really sort of get it to where it wants to be. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, do let me know what you think in the comments down below. Of course, check out the channel for a lot more random medieval content and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys, and I shall see you all on the next video.